It's time for
DodgerHeads.
high fly ball into right field. Dodgers have won it all in 2020. Shohei Ohtani, 50-50 club. Strikes him out. There's a drive. Shohei Ohtani. Freeman hits the ball. She is gone. Birthday party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into DodgerHeads. DodgerHeads presented by DodgerBlue.com. My name is Scott Geirman. I'm here with managing editor Blake Williams. How we doing, buddy?
It was an interesting night. I'm doing okay, but felt like that game was going to be a bit of a runaway again, and then here we are because the bullpen imploded again. So, yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah, you get to the point where a certain part of the game where, look, I'm not choosing to be pessimistic because I want the bullpen. Look, new options on the horizon. At some point, something's got to hold. But tonight was not that night. The Dodgers jump out to a lead, extend the lead there, and then you just kind of wait and you hang on. And then the eighth inning, bullpen stuff happens. But Chad, welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you in here. Yeah, people are happy. Many are excited that we're here.
Scott made me be here. He was forcing me to do this against my will. I was going to have a nice relaxing night after the game, and Scott was like, nope, you're going to come on the show. And so here I am.
Look, at a certain point, Blake, you got to give the people what they want. You got to give the people what they need, what they deserve. The chat, the fans of Dodger Blue, fans of us, fans of the Dodgers, they deserve this. You don't think that?
I think the people wanted their unplugs this morning, and Scott left them hanging, wasn't around, didn't give the people what they deserve. So I think Scott had a guilty conscience.
Hey,
so here
look,
we are.
Rosemary's firing up in here, and she says, sorry, Blake, we need y'all. We need you guys. So again, this is you don't have to wait till tomorrow to talk about victory Thursday morning. It's a victory Wednesday night. Chat, thanks for joining us. Everybody, do us a quick favor and do all the housekeeping things. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thanks for tuning in after the fact. Just a real roller coaster, a whirlwind type of game. One that Dave Roberts managed with a bit of urgency. He did not allow any relievers to sit out there and just die on the hill. Poor performance happens, and that's how you see that go. And Alex Vesia has that blow-up outing where it was 3-run lead. There's no way this is going to happen, and it does. We'll break down, Roki Sasaki, Clayton Kershaw coming out of the bullpen there, successful stuff. After Alex Vesia, the bullpen was great. Some shaky stuff there. Jack Dreyer, they were able to get out of it, but we'll break it all down. Blake, overall feeling with the Los Angeles Dodgers tonight and lowering that magic number down to 1 with a win today and a San Diego Padres loss earlier in the day. What's kind of your overall vibe here?
I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say they're going to win the NL West. If they don't, things have gone terribly wrong, and it means they would have lost 4 straight games, and the Padres would have won 4 straight. So not entirely out of the realm of possibilities, but pretty unlikely at this point. So I think we can all feel pretty safe knowing that they're going to host some wild card games here. It's kind of my only feeling. Like, my overall feeling about the team hasn't changed much because it's like the bullpen more so got the job done today, but it also looked like it could have went even worse. Like, Treinen kind of got lucky there, and yeah, I still have concerns. So it was nice to see them actually get the job done after blowing the lead again. But yeah, I mean, it's nice that they're going mission.
Yeah, for sure. And I've been talking about this, with the morning crowd over on Unplugged. I was pretty confident. I felt pretty confident that the Dodgers I was looking ahead. I wasn't overlooking the fact that there were still games to play. It's that I felt confident that the Dodgers were going to pull out a few of these games and the San Diego Padres weren't going to play perfect baseball and force the Dodgers into a scenario where they were going to lose the National League West. I still feel that way. It's tonight played right into that. Today played into that. The Padres lost a ball game. The Dodgers won a nail biter. That's what it was. But they get the job done. The offense does enough, and the pitching holds when it had to. and Tommy Edman comes with a big hit. And we'll talk about that in a little bit here. Let's get to see these super chats. Everybody, all the regulars, it's good to have you in here. Almost 1,000 joining us on this Wednesday night. I'm sure we're going to have a pretty big crowd. People excited about this one. Aaron, start right out here. He says, Robo, Roki, Kersh pitching with some, what was needed. Facts, man. You know what I'm talking about. He says, there were 3 dudes who knew they had the stuff to get guys out. We need more of that. Yeah, Blake. I mean, I talked about it, on the morning show for about a week, right? And it just took some guys in the bullpen to not go up there looking like they were ready to blow it. And that's just when you see those things happen, poor performance and nobody wants to take the ball. When Dave Roberts came out and said the unit itself had a collective feeling of like a lack of confidence, I didn't like that. I didn't like that quote, but I understood where Dave is coming from. He can take one look and say that, but I kept saying on the morning show that it's going to take some guys with some balls, go out on the mound and just pitch with the confidence, pitch that you're going to have enough to get 3 outs and hand the ball to the next guy. Tonight was positive from the ones who did get it done. And even outside of Alex Vesia, everybody kind of passed the ball to the next and made things work.
Yeah. I mean, Dave was talking about how the bullpen is pitching scared. And tonight, the guys who got the job done didn't seem that way. Like they went out and they knew they had the confidence. Roki looked a bit overpowering. Kershaw was Kershaw, and then Justin Robleski looked really good too. So they were attacking the zone, doing their job, and that was good to see because, yeah, there has been a lot of issues with the bullpen, and they stayed away from the guys who have been having those issues more so. And as much as Vesia has been one of their better relievers, felt like he was pitching a little scared, like he gave up that hard hit line out to start, and it could have dropped in for a single, and then he allowed the other single, and things just kind of fell apart from him on there. So seemed like maybe in the back of his mind, it might have been a little bit of that, like, here we go again type feeling. But yeah, I mean, Edgardo helped them get out of it. It could have been worse. And Treinen helped them get out of it. I'm still not confident in him, but I
agree.
I mean, they got the job done. So here we are.
Yeah, I really agree. Like you look, I had multiple people text me that Dave used the entire compliment. And Aaron, I appreciate you making this the first super chat we see of the night because after Blake Snell goes 6, and we saw once again where Dave Roberts goes out to the mound. It's not an immediate hook like I'm sure he's used to. This has been a reoccurring theme for Dave Roberts in his starting pitching. He's putting a lot of pressure on them and a lot of weight, and they've earned it. They've earned that, and they want that. They are not shying away from this responsibility to go out there and go deep into games. And Blake Snell, 95 pitches, 63 strikes over 6, 5 strikeouts, 1 earned run, 1 walk. So Blake Snell has a great performance, just 5 hits allowed, hands it over, and then we get to see Roki Sasaki. After that, you go Alex Vesia, Edgardo Enriquez, 22. Clayton Kershaw comes out of the bullpen for the first time since 2019. Then you get Jack Dreyer, Blake Treinen, and Justin Robleski. So when I tweeted out, Blake, that the tryouts for the bullpen were underway with Roki Sasaki, that was the first taste. And then you got to see Dave Roberts hand it over to the guys who he has to lean on a few of them. It's not like all of these ones are going to be able to just bow out. So they're going to continue to get battle tested. They did get the job done tonight. Alex Vesia did not, but then the rest of the guys held it down. So Aaron, I appreciate this super chat here. But there were 2 names in that list, Roki Sasaki and Clayton Kershaw, and Justin Robleski, who at times we've talked about, Blake, that we would like to see more from him. They stretched him out. They've shortened him down. Now this is a guy in Justin Robleski. Do you see him more pitching in 1-inning stuff, like in leverage situations because they have to? Or do you think they're going to maybe keep him on the back end, maybe just to have, a multi-inning possibility?
It seems like they've really started to limit him to 1 inning, maybe 2 if they're going to push him a little bit more. But I think they realize he's better off like with what they need right now in the 1-inning role. So they might be able to push him to 2 or 3 here and there, but I think they're kind of thinking shorter stints with him.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. He's got the stuff to do it. Fastballs in the mid upper 90s there. Secondary stuff looks good. He looks confident. Let's keep these going here. Rosemary, what a roller coaster. I'm drained. Also, Roki. Yeah, Roki Sasaki looked really good. Blake, immediate thoughts off the top of your dome. What did you like from Roki? And then we'll kind of expand on it. I think it's the time. Roki Sasaki, he looked like he was prepared out there. 2 strikeouts, secondary stuff. Splitter looked nasty, started in a good spot, stayed competitive, and the sinker looked really good.
Yeah, I think for me, the biggest thing was he was throwing strikes and the velocity was back. And those were the 2 biggest issues for him before he got injured. And I didn't have a whole lot of faith that he'd find it this year, but he looked really good. He looked like an option that could actually help this bullpen and surprised me a bit. I think he threw the sinker in there too. I know Savant still had it classified as a 4-seam, but it had a lot of movement on it, late running, sinking. And if he can throw that, if he can keep the velocity up, and if he can pound the strike zone, like, this guy could be a really good reliever for this team. So it was really encouraging to see that.
Yeah, but they, Savant's got to clock that 4-seamer. So just for the sake of it, we'll just say 7 fastballs, whichever variety. We got to see it. It had some run on it, so I was very happy about that arm side run. And 6 splitters looked great. Kept hitters off balance there. So I was genuinely surprised at how competitive his splitter looked from the jump. He wasn't missing spots with it. Blake, that thing could start, I would say about belly button high and break down into a spot where that's where it needs to be competitive. We talked a lot, and it's been highlighted by everybody that the 4-seam fastball alone is not a great pitch, but it takes location, it takes sequencing, and it takes of that sinker variety to make it competitive. And when you throw triple digits, when you've got secondary offerings that are competitive, that's what can happen when you have triple digits. It can be a surprise pitch for hitters no matter what. I know it provides some wiggle room there. It provides a little bit room, like more room for, that error, that margin for error for hitters. It's real small. So Roki Sasaki is able to use that triple digits when you have a splitter that competitive. So I think he's continued to lean on that. I was really impressed with him tonight. And it's exactly what you said. He's a guy. He's definitely a guy. And I'm glad this audition came at a great time.
Yeah, they definitely need him to be a guy. I know some people are already talking about him being the potential closer for this team. And like with what we saw tonight, I could see it. It wouldn't shock me. And this is coming from someone who had like no faith in Roki for the rest of this season, but he looked really, really good. It was very encouraging to see.
Blake, Dr. V says you guys are the punk rock of DodgerHeads. How do you like that? Do you take that? That cool with you?
It's good. Yeah. Punk rock is
I'm
great.
in. What's this bling you've got on?
It's just a new necklace I bought. It's black spinal.
I'm in. I like it. So just for a few people here, because I know there were a lot of questions about Roki Sasaki going more than 1 inning, just so you can kind of provide the plan for what you expect and how they are going to handle him going forward. The 1 inning stints and the 1 inning appearances for Roki Sasaki are usually going to be the norm, correct?
Probably. Dave said they could push him to 2 innings, but I think for his first outing, giving him an audition, wanting to see him pitch again in the next 3 days, you don't want to like push him up to 2 innings and then not have him available for the next 2 or 3 days. I think it made sense just to go the 1 inning, and then you can see how he bounces back from that and try him again on Wednesday, so probably Friday or Saturday, and that's probably his final audition there. I think he's probably a lock for the roster at this point unless something goes terribly wrong in his next appearance, but yeah, they're not going to push him too much in this game.
Yeah, no, it was just a great debut for him. Didn't get into trouble, worked right through. And I agree with you. Once they get towards the postseason here, and once you get into the postseason, Dave Roberts, I think, we've known Dave. He's got a feel for what his guys can do. And I think right now at this, he's going to pay as close attention as ever to the bullpen, and he's going to have conversations with all the game planning guys, players in particular, bullpen pieces, and he's going to know what each of them can do and what are they willing to do. And I think to what you said, Roki Sasaki going 1 for now, find out. And if the lineup matches up perfectly, the stuff looks good. There's not stressful pitches on him. Pitch count might not be in a spot, but stressful pitches matter. Stressful moments matter. And that weighs down on him. And then an up down, I'd have no problem pushing him for 2. So get him comfortable out there and then go through it. So let's keep going through these super chats here. Again, everybody, shout out to the 1,300 in here. We appreciate you. Dodgers win. Extra innings ball game here. Almost to the point where the Arizona Diamondbacks are in a spot. You saw Torey Lovello managing very aggressively, giving away outs. And we didn't even talk about all that. But Laura says, I fell in love with Kersh again, the GOAT. Yeah, him coming in there, pitched confident. Shelly says the same thing. This is dedicated to Kersh and a great win. Yeah, Blake. So we get 2 super chats here. Let's talk about it. Clayton Kershaw coming out of the bullpen. What'd you like? Anything you didn't like? And is this, it was nice to see him out there, right?
Yes, I still have concerns for October Kershaw
Go ahead.
coming out of the bullpen. We've seen it before, but given the state of the bullpen, I'm more confident in that than most of the alternatives. So, like, he just went out there and he did what he normally does. He got weak ground ball outs. He pitched to contact, and yeah, he didn't look overwhelmed by the moment. He didn't look thrown off by not being in the normal rhythm or routine that he has. So, and he hit 91. That was fun to see there. So, yeah, maybe he is one of the guys that really helps them kind of solidify the bullpen in the postseason, and it would be really nice to see. But just like from a personal bias standpoint, back of my head, those moments, Kershaw in October, just a little hard to get out of until we actually like see it again, because his last moment in the postseason was against the Diamondbacks and did not go well.
And 2019 as a reliever, and the same thing that happened as a reliever. We understand. So we know how that goes. But, to what you said, I mean, look, he allowed the 3 exit velos there, 93.4, and then the another ground out, 106, essentially on another ground out. So for what Clayton Kershaw it lacks in the strikeout department, he just gets outs. He gets outs. And that's what he's done for his career. He's done that this regular season. At times he's had strikeout numbers up there, but he is utilizing a little bit more of that arsenal. And I think this is just going to be a challenge for him, that he's going to answer the bell. He's going to answer the call, however he wants to do it. He's going to give it everything. So I'm excited. Yeah, he says Blake as Kershaw reliever, PTSD. And I don't blame you. I totally understand. I remember where I was when they put him in there. Juan Soto and then who else? Who else right
Anthony
after
Rendon and then Juan Soto.
Oh, Anthony Rendon and Juan Soto. You had it teed up. Okay. All right. Everyone, let's move on. I don't want to stress you out. Yeah, Clayton Kershaw, he's that's a piece out there if he's willing to pitch in those 1-inning spots, if it's stretched out however you want. But I figured they would have him factored in. I just didn't think that it would be in the wild card round. At what point would you feel confident that they're going to carry Clayton Kershaw in the bullpen? Did it already happen? Did it happen tonight? Was that the moment, or do you think they need to see a little bit more?
I think they're going to carry him in the bullpen, but I still think it's going to be in the DS unless they change his pitching schedule. He's scheduled to go on Sunday, and then there's one off day, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are the wild card games. So it would be tough to add him onto the roster because you're basically not going to have him for at least like 3 of those days probably, and then you're bringing him in on short rest if you bring him in. So I don't know. It would be tough for me to put him on the wild card roster unless they really limit him in that Sunday start. And if they win the division before, they might end up doing that and just kind of bullpen game it for that last game. And then you have Kershaw available. So he'll probably be on. It just depends if it's going to be in the wild card or the DS when they add him.
Yeah. Hawaiian Kira says breath of fresh air out of the bullpen. Roki. Yeah, let's just go straight through his outing real quick here. So comes out, throws 99 off the rip to James McCann, and then goes splitter, gets a 2-pitch out there. Tim Tawa, he goes 5 pitches here, gets a punch, strikeout, inner half, called strike, got a little bit of help there from the umpire who was egregious all night. And then Ildemaro Vargas works a count, 6-pitch, foul tip, inning over. Easy, short and sweet, just like relievers can and should do it. And you expect from a Dodgers staff that has nothing but talent. So it was a very short, sweet outing for Roki Sasaki. So I was really impressed by it. Stuff stayed within the zone. Benny Rortvedt handled him well. I was excited about that. So yeah, Hawaiian Kira, breath of fresh air for the bullpen. It was definitely good to see someone have a positive and someone that's coming in, that it was that, joking that Roki's going to come in, be one of the big pieces. That's asking a lot. But he came in and he had a clean inning. So that's all you can ask out of him. And it went as good as it could have gone, like as expected from Roki Sasaki here. David, love you guys. Thanks for doing a show on your night off after a must-need win. David, yeah, thank you. I mean, I had the morning off. Blake didn't. Blake was supposed to have the night off, and now he doesn't. Blake Williams, how's it feel?
Blame Scott. We're going to go egg his house, TP his car. We're going to get him back at some point. So, yeah. Just watch your back, Scott.
Thanks, Blake Williams. back to you. Brandon says we need to piggyback our starters. A lot of people saying this. Roki Sasaki looked great. Dino is a terrible third base coach. Are we sure Vesia is reliable? A lot to unpack in this one. Terrible at bat from Show in the 10th. Okay, so we've covered all the things besides the send from third base. Ohtani at bat, tough lefty. Yes, uncompetitive. Saw that. Vesia is reliable. Just looks gassed. Can we talk about the Dino Ebel send with Hess and Kim real fast?
You're probably not going to love my answer, and I don't think the chat will as well, but we can.
Go ahead.
I don't have a huge problem with it in that spot. It's aggressive. I'm okay with aggressive base running, especially when you're trying to get a win there. You're putting pressure on the defense to make a good play. You have to have a good throw. You have to have a good catch and tag. I get it. I mean, every third base coach is going to make mistakes here and there. It's a split-second decision, and I think a lot of people forget that. Like when you're watching it on replay in the zoomed-out view, it's a lot easier to see than when you're on the field making that split-second decision. Like, yeah, wasn't great in hindsight, but I don't have a huge issue with it in general.
I don't have a problem with it. The send, if he didn't have to hesitate, but I know a throw and all that has to be perfect, but he was out by a mile. Like, he was out by a mile. It was not close. The replay was not close. And I know it's a Hail Mary replay from Dave. I was just more upset that Dino Ebel, do you think he picked up the hesitation and sent him knowing that he was that late on the jump?
I think there's some like miscommunication there of not seeing it. Kim probably did the right thing. I think Dino didn't pick that up from him and tried to send him. So like, just something minor that you work out. I don't think it's like a huge issue moving forward or something they need to address or fix. It just happens. Baseball is a fast game, and those kind of things come up sometimes.
Yeah. Jay says, people hate reasonable takes. I don't think that's controversial. I think I was more upset that the SNLA broadcast just painted as Kim made had a terrible jump, but that was just a terrible send. You just can't have that happen. You just can't. Freddie Freeman on deck. You get first and third there. Don't need to push the envelope. Freddie knows what to do with runners in scoring position. I was more upset that they were painting that as Kim's just outright error, that he, God forbid, on a line drive, he hesitates to make sure it gets through. I just thought that was a really tough send. Again, those things happen with third base coaches, but it was a bad send. Let's just call it what it is. It was a bad send. Bad send. He needs to pick that up. Kim's the fastest on the team, I would say. Just, it happens. Rosemary saying this for my narrative here, not Kim's fault. Perfect. Let's move on.
Yeah, I don't think it was Kim's fault, and it wasn't a great send by Dino. It's just one of those things where I don't think it's something we should like focus on too much or get mad at either side about. Like, just a baseball mistake.
Dino's had things in the past, but that one he might have not picked up the hesitation, and that's about it. Gabriel here. And that's all she wrote. Game over. Dodgers win. Magic number is down to 1. Go Dodgers. Gabriel, go Dodgers, man. Look, big win. I felt it. I know Matty Man, I saw him up in the chat saying essentially this was like a playoff game. They were managing like it was a playoff game. The Diamondbacks are managing it like it was a playoff game. They are fighting for their postseason spot, for the third spot in the wild card. And Dave Roberts was matching him step for step. So I felt that same thing. I felt that pressure. If they lost, it was like, whatever, they still got more games to figure it out. But it definitely felt that I did not want to see them lose another game where they're up big. I would say 3 runs against the Dodgers. I'm fine with that. Maybe I shouldn't say big against this bullpen because 5 still isn't enough, but you're up 3 and you feel in a comfortable spot there. Vesia blows it. I don't think I really wanted to deal with another loss like that, Blake. I didn't want to deal with it.
I think you did want to deal with it, and that's why you started talking about wanting the live show going. So
not true at all.
So
not
you could
true
come
at all.
on here and yap for an hour and a half because you didn't get your morning yap.
I got to do it in the morning.
Yeah, you didn't get your morning yap session, so you wanted to come on here tonight and yap. Tell me I'm wrong.
This guy. You're wrong. You're wrong. The people wanted this. The people wanted this.
That's fine, but you were still the one who wanted to set this up.
It's good for the brand. It's great for the brand. It's great for the fans.
It's good.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
No, it's good we're here.
I complimented your Patriots helmet before we came on the show. Like, what do we got going on? You want me to turn this off? I'll go to bed right now.
It is probably past your bedtime now.
Yes. Rosemary said Blake is salty for sure. Yes. All right. Look, happy with the win. I like this. Is it too early to start brainstorming Roki's closer entrance music? Is it, Blake? What would it be?
California Love.
Jedi Engineer, glad to see you, Scott. Hope nothing too big happened to keep you off the air. Nah, man, everything was good. Internet was terrible. We dealt with the Spectrum person, so don't go looking for him. Man, is that Roki everyone was losing their minds over this past offseason? Was it? Was that the potential, Blake? Was that the potential of what Roki can be when he just looks unhittable?
Yeah, and picture that over like 5 or 6 innings as a starter, and that's kind of what the hope of his potential is going to be. Whether he gets there and stays consistent, that's still up in the air. He's definitely a prospect that needs work, but if we get that in short stints for October, like, it's a special pitcher.
Yeah. So for right now, he definitely can be who he is right now, Jedi. It's a great observation to look at. Is this who he was supposed to be? Is this who topped prospect leaderboards without even throwing a pitch in Major League Baseball? For sure. Yeah, it's definitely at that point. And it's terrific that Roki Sasaki can go down with an injury after having a rough start to his Major League career and find a way to be hopefully a factor in a pursuit for back-to-back World Series titles. So he looked like he answered the call. He answered a moment. I love that he looked confident out there. And that was a big thing. And imagine, I don't want to imagine, but the flip side of this is that Roki Sasaki has a tough outing. It does go poor. That messes with the psyche, right? But it's terrific that he went out. He shoved. He looked great. And I know Dave Roberts loved it. And like we've been talking about for some time, they need some righties, man. Even with Blake Treinen's track record, how many righties do you trust out there, Blake? And I teed you up for this because I know we both want to talk about one name.
Will Klein. Let's go.
Will Klein, baby.
I mean, I'm still not very confident in any of the righties, but Roki has probably pushed his way to the top right now. And Will Klein's my guy, so I'm going to keep pushing the Will Klein narrative, even though I don't think he's going to be on the postseason roster.
Will Klein's not making the postseason roster, Blake?
Probably not. If Brock Stewart comes back, he's probably the odd man out there, unless they want to give like Dreyer or Wrobleski a little reset and rest. But yeah, I mean, Dave didn't go to him in either of the last 2 nights, so I think that's a little telling about how they're thinking of him. Yeah, the stuff was great though in his one appearance since coming back.
Yeah. Let's see. Hallelujah brings us up real quick because we've talked about it a bit. He says, so we need Kyle Hurt. And I'm assuming that's who he's talking about. But Kyle Hurt. I just, if he isn't up by now, I think that door might be closed.
Didn't Edgardo get called up for the final 3 games of the year last year, and then they added him onto their roster after that?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was the final series of the year or like 6 games left. So like they've done similar before. It's probably unlikely at this point, but I think they're going to keep him as an option in case things keep going wrong, and then maybe they add him on.
He better be, man.
Dave said he has postseason stuff and he's an option, but to not even see him is a little interesting from that perspective.
Yeah. I would love, if this is a spot, Kirby Yates, IL, creates a spot there. Blake, there's time. There's still time. These auditions, they're still open. Is 22 the next bullpen piece to get a guaranteed spot in the bullpen next to Roki Sasaki? Do you pencil that in for me? Can you
talk about this? 22 is in Kershaw. We can talk about this.
So Roki, Clayton Kershaw, that's 2 audition pieces. Go on.
I mean, yeah, they're both going to be in. I'm not sure what your question is here, man.
I'm asking, is there anybody else besides those 2?
If Brock Stewart's healthy, he's going to be there. Probably it right now, unless we're talking about guys already on the team too. I think Bonda's safe. I think Vesia's still safe. Dreyer's still safe. Treinen and Scott are going to be there as much as we don't want them to be. Yeah.
Rosemary says this, at this point, who do you trust more? Clayton Kershaw, Edgardo Enriquez, Tanner Scott, and the whole messy puppy pen. Who do you trust more?
So side note, me and Matt have our schedule for all the stories that are going to be like over the next week. and we always put like funny names, and we put the bullpen scared puppy dogs for the story about Dave talking about the bullpen being scared. So good puppy reference there. I probably trust Kershaw the most at this point. Like, Edgardo doesn't get enough strikeouts for me to trust him, and like Kershaw doesn't either, but at least he's Kershaw. And Tanner Scott is just a mess. So
sorry about that. Rosemary follows up with this. Are we sure Brock Stewart isn't just a mirage?
I have talked to him in person, so I can confirm he is real.
Okay.
Unless I'm going crazy and like seeing things now, but I hope that's not the case.
He's guaranteed to have surgery in the offseason, right?
Probably.
Yeah, like something, some cleanup, something, some major downtime. He needs
a cleanup, probably. I don't think anything major, like not gonna replace his shoulder, but
I didn't mean like major downtime from a procedure. I'm just saying like give him time off, don't throw a ball, let yourself rest. Yeah. All right.
Probably.
Okay. Yeah. GI follows up too. He says Brock Stewart healthy doesn't seem very likely. Probably not healthy, but he's healthy enough to pitch. They said he's healthy enough to throw. What was the exact quote with that? Do you remember, Blake? It was that he's healthy. Pitchable. That's it. All right. He's pitchable. So that means his arm is in enough of a spot where he's going to avoid major injury. He can muscle it out.
His arm is still connected to his body is basically the translation there.
Don't care. Says shave the entire bullpen, Roki and Kersh saviors. Could be. David follows up here. Blake Treinen is still rubbish. That batter bailed him out. Caused that pitch before the pop-up was a wild pitch. Yeah, I mean, look, he threw that sweeper straight down the middle to, was that James McCann? Kind of caught him off guard. Kind of crowded him a little bit. Sawed it off there. Inning over. BABIP happens. Stuff like that. Bad swings happen. I know Jeff did the trust tree of Blake Treinen, or with Blake Treinen included. I don't think mine includes him on there. I think you're with me, man.
Yeah, until we see more from him. Like I said earlier in the show, that pitch was not good. It was a hanging slider, and like David said, he got bailed out by that. Could have easily been a home run there, or at least a double or something, but batter just missed because baseball's difficult. Treinen got away with it and did not inspire any confidence for me. And after his last few blow-up outings, I need to see more than that.
Okay, Blake. So you need to see more from Blake Treinen. Aaron asks this, how do Los Angeles Dodgers make Treinen great again?
I don't know. I really don't. If I had the answer, I would definitely pass that along to the Dodgers, but I have no idea. I think
he's got to be tired, right? He's got to be just gassed. Stuff's not –
possibly, but he missed a lot of time too. So like, how much are we saying it's a gas tired thing? Dave said it's a mechanics thing. If you're buying into the mechanics and overthinking things, like probably an easier fix, but I really don't know what it is. He's missing every pitch, not throwing competitive pitches when he's in the zone. Just not good.
Yeah, sweeper's not really starting in competitive like spots consistently, and that's a tough thing. His cutter, I still can't get the cutter out of my mind. To the Phillies, I think the Phillies catcher that maybe had like 6 career homers, something like that. Something ridiculous, like Marchand. I can't get that cutter out of my mind. It was one of the worst pitches I've ever seen in a big spot. I know we had a little bit of a disagreement about it, but it was a really bad, no, not you. It was just a really bad pitch. And I can't get that out of my mind. His stuff is just very inconsistent right now. Chad, you got to relax. You guys got to relax. I got to get off that thing. But yeah, he's just not in there for me. He's just definitely not in that spot yet. I need to see a sustained run. And I know Dave Roberts has a lot of, I've seen it before. And I know that's kind of been my bit for a little bit, that I've seen it with some of these guys. But it's different when it's pitchers, when it's an arm that just looks gassed. Like Alex Vesia just looked tired today. He wasn't executing. Stuff was in hittable locations. And Blake Treinen's been doing that since he came off the IL, Blake. Since he came off, we talked about it. I said he just doesn't look good. He doesn't look dominant out there. I know he'll have short bursts where it's stuff is matching up there, but it might be, to Dave Roberts' point, mechanically, he just might not be there. Is it they're running out of time to figure it all out? Is something just going to is that switch that Dave Roberts keeps talking about with him when the October lights click on? He's going to figure it out. Confidence level with that. I know I already know what you're going to say, but just so I can hear it, the confidence level with Blake Treinen just magically, and how crazy that sounds, just going to figure it out and line it up.
You know, I'm not a believer in the magically getting better
Momentum
in the postseason narrative type thing. Like, I would be all in on Kike starting if I believed in that, but I'm just not that person. Like, I don't have much faith in Treinen turning it around. If he does, great, and the Dodgers might be the World Series favorites if he does turn it around, but we need to see something. We need to see some reason to have that belief and hope that he can actually do that, because just haven't seen anything productive from him.
Yeah, I have to pull up his stuff here, go more in depth with it, when Fangraphs open or updates and everything overnight. I'll check that out. We'll talk about it in the morning on Unplugged. But he's just in the mix. He's in the mix of names that they've got to figure out. So I'm just not quite sure what there is with him, what they're going to do with him, how Dave Roberts is going to utilize him. And it's going to be a continued trying thing. And that's kind of all they have to bank on, because the stuff always has tons of movement, but he's just not executing properly. It's not starting in competitive spots. It's just uncompetitive pitch out of the hand, and he's leaving way too much in hittable locations here. And when the walk issues are there, Blake, it's just overwhelming. And the traffic for this Dodgers bullpen has just been astronomical. You just can't operate on this high wire act into the postseason. It will not work out no matter how good your stuff is. When like the conversation with Tanner Scott, when the hitter can cut off half the plate and only work inside, I know I was good, like okay with the slider stuff, but it's just uncompetitive pitches. There's just multiple relievers that are just going in like onto the mound with uncompetitive stuff. It's not starting a good spot. It's not finishing in a good spot. And when hitters can cut off half the plate for guys like Tanner Scott, and when hitters against Blake Treinen, they can just kind of wait for him to have to throw something in the zone. That's not a recipe for success. And I think that's just the fact that it's happening with three guys that Dave Roberts has leaned on and hoped to lean on. That's what's causing so many problems.
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of an issue all season for them. It's been highlighted even more so here in the past month or so. They need to figure it out. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't have faith they're going to do it, but if they don't figure it out, like, Dave cannot go back to them in the postseason. It's just, if they want to win, they can't go to them, and it's kind of that simple right now. Dave's going to keep going to them in the regular season like he's done. He's trying to get them on track, but I don't think they have that much faith in them either. Just can't trust a Scott or a Blake, apparently.
I want to do this. Let's transition here real quick to Hawaiian Carrier. She says real quick, she wants to talk about Blake Snell's outing, and I do too. Blake Snell again, for me, Blake, just so I know for my own thing, and the chat knows, where do you slot Blake Snell in a postseason series?
I mean, anywhere from 1 to 3. They have 3 legit aces. The order kind of doesn't matter to me. Like, Ohtani, Snell, and Yamamoto are maybe the 3 best pitchers in the postseason. Yeah, that's the benefit for the Dodgers, and you can put them in any order you want.
Yeah, Blake Snell tonight was stellar. I loved what he had. He goes out here, 9 whiffs. Stuff was great. He didn't allow any big-time contact here. A lot of pitches. Very happy with it. Rortvedt again, him and Snell lockstep. He looked all right, but wish he would have gone deeper. But I love the fact that Blake Snell and Dave Roberts once again had a conversation on the mound, and Dave Roberts turned away and let him finish out that inning. In the bottom of the 6th, Corbin Carroll, single, Gabby Moreno, double play immediately. Rojas makes a nice play there. And Blaze Alexander, some dude named Blaze, 5-pitch punch out. Loved it. End the outing. Go sit down. Take it from there. This kind of falls in line with what we've seen from Blake Snell. I would love to have him at the front end of a postseason rotation. I like him starting a series, setting a statement. That's kind of the expectation I have for him. He's a game 1 starter for me. And again, just because he has an ability to make pitchers pitches when he needs to, when he wants to, and avoid that big contact, those big innings, that's where I have it. Just like you said, though, you can dice it up however you want. But this is just a continued thing for Blake Snell, who, again, with this group of starters, he's been on a heater.
Yeah, I mean, this is what they signed him for. He's one of the best pitchers in baseball. I think he didn't have his best stuff today, and he still grinded through and gave them 6 innings of 1-run ball. Like, that's just who he is. And if you put him in the game 1, I'm going to be happy. If you put him in game 2, I'm going to be happy. If he's in game 3, I'm going to be happy. Like, he's just really, really good. And it's nice that they finally have 3 starting pitchers where you're like, wow, I feel very confident heading into this game. And you could even make the case for Glasnow as well, being in that mix. So, yeah, that's the confidence you have with this team in the postseason. The starting rotation is incredible. It might be the best we've ever seen in baseball from a 1 through 4 standpoint there. And then that's not even adding in Emmett Sheehan and Clayton Kershaw, who are both going to move to the pen. So it's a very talented group right there. And hopefully the bullpen isn't their downfall.
Yeah, Jacob says, the eye bags are crazy, though. Dude always looks like he just woke up from 3-day bender. Yeah. Yep. He looks like he could fall asleep at any moment. And that definitely adds a little bit, to his arsenal. And that's how he can shut the door. Definitely here. Amanda, love this comment. Never trust a guy named Blaze. Never met a nice Blaze in my entire life. Sure, Blaze Alexander, great dude, but never met a good one. Never. My entire life. Rosemary, real fast, asked, does Sotis Glasnow pitch in the DS? Does he?
In the wild card, I think he's left off, and then he'll be added for the DS and probably their game 1 or 2 starter, depending on how deep they go into the wild card. If they play 2 or 3 a year, they've got some options to mess around with and figure it out.
GI has an interesting thing here. GI, you can kind of slot Blake Snell however you want, however it lines up with the schedule. But he says, I'm just worried that Blake Snell does a 5 and dive in game 1 and taxes the bullpen for the rest of the series. This can happen at any point in the series, correct? Or do you think that might be some motivation to it that, if Yamamoto can go 7, if Blake Snell just goes 5, Ohtani's kind of on the same type of thing, Blake. So I think it doesn't really matter. They're going to have to figure out a way to live with this, the bullpen having quite a big impact or a piggyback situation. How do they remedy this? And speak directly what GI is asking here. What do they do in this scenario?
Yeah, the fun thing about October is, like, no matter how good you are as a starting pitcher, you're going to have some of those outings where you go 1, 2, 3 innings. We've seen it from Justin Verlander. We've seen it from Kershaw in his prime. It's just every single year, some of these starters have blow-up games. And the good thing with the Dodgers right now is they have Emmett Sheehan. They potentially have Kershaw in the bullpen. So if Snell does give them 5, then you have Sheehan eat 3 or 4 innings, or Kershaw eat 3 or 4 innings. So I'm not too concerned about that aspect of it. We could also see Snell go out there and have a 7-inning game and not allow a single run, because that's just how good he is. But yeah, I mean, if you're planning on the worst case scenario there happening, or it's probably not even the worst case, that's probably like 50th percentile outcome there, you're gonna have the same kind of issues for every single pitcher. I mean, even earlier this year, Yamamoto had a game where he pitched 1 inning and then had to come out. So it just happens sometimes. I'm not too worried about that aspect of it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely with you there. Let's see here. Somebody asked, how was the win? Well, the win was great. The offense looked good. 2 for 7 with RISP. They should have done more, could have had more opportunities there. Ryan Nelson, he's been good this year, solid. Definitely an arm that they can get on. Rising fastball, good stuff there. My Tommy Edman narrative is absolutely cooking. Not the biggest hard contact, but he just looks so much better, Blake. I know you just want to troll me on that, but comes up with a timely. Go ahead. Fine.
Looking better than what he was before is not a very high bar, and he hasn't been good. Because the bar was already in the ground. Looking better than that is being above the ground. It's like the same conversation we've had with Conforto all year.
The dude's ankle was cooked.
Is it
Conforto's not hurt. He just stinks.
Edman hasn't been a good hitter his entire career either, though. Like Conforto has the back of the baseball card. Edman does not.
Oh, brother. Oh, my gosh. He's going Dave Roberts.
Dave Roberts, good. Big back of the baseball card type guy.
Big back of the ball. Well, Tommy Edman tonight goes 3 for 5, directly contributes to a win. The go-ahead knock there in the 11th inning from Tommy Edman. I'm juiced. The catch in center field wasn't the prettiest thing. To what Blake said, an average center fielder makes that catch with ease. Tommy Edman's ankle is hamburger meat, but he's out there giving everything he's got. Goes 3 for 5, provides the game-winning knock there in a 2-strike count in an egregious mistake pitch from the Arizona Diamondbacks lefty. I forgot his name here. Let's see. Braden Garcia looped a sweeper straight in the heart of the zone. Tommy Edman scoops it over Perdomo's head. There's your lead. Finish it up. Ball game. Tommy Edman 3 for 5, the MVP. Thoughts, Blake?
It was nice to see. I mean, I'm not going to be mad at him for coming through with the hit. We were talking about him in reference to like getting Conforto out of the team or something. Like, they're very similar hitters.
I'm talking about Tommy Edman right now.
I'm saying like in regards to Edman, he can't run the bases anymore because of his ankle. He doesn't look good in center field because of his ankle.
He's doing this.
The bat is like, he's never been a good hitter. And yeah, he had a nice game today, but I don't think he's the savior of the team.
He's the savior. Don't do this. Edman's arc is here. He goes 3 for 5. Mookie Betts goes 3 for 4. What are we doing? I'm on a roll. Everybody in here, the 1800 in here know where I'm at with this, and everything is cooking. I'm sorry, Blake. Can't let you have the last word on this. I'm moving on. Rosemary, how many runs does Yamamoto get tomorrow?
At least 0.
Okay. Jedi Engineer, AL MVP, Cal Raleigh or Aaron Judge. Cal hit 60 tonight. He had 2 today. He's got my vote. Blake and I are in some very spirited conversations and spirited chats about this on this topic. We're on the Cal Raleigh, the big dumper train, Blake. We are.
I'm still on Aaron Judge.
This nerd doesn't care about history. He doesn't care about Cal Raleigh passing the Mickey Mantle. Like Cal Raleigh has a shot. I hope the Dodgers clinch tomorrow, the NL West, Blake. And I hope that Dave Roberts sends, I don't care who out, Tanner Scott. I hope Tanner Scott goes out there. If he doesn't factor him into the postseason stuff, I hope Tanner Scott goes out there 3 straight days and throws 3 fastballs down the middle to Cal Raleigh. Give him the record, give him the MVP, because Blake, that's what Aaron Judge had. All you have to do is hit a record number of home runs and you automatically get the MVP, right?
If I would not have done that, like you're arguing against what I would have voted. So that case doesn't matter to me, but Aaron Judge has a 1.12 OPS and Cal Raleigh is 0.945. Like Aaron Judge is better.
Hit 60 homers as a catcher.
That's fine. Aaron Judge is better.
Join the big dumper.
If you were mad about Aaron Judge winning over Ohtani, then you should be mad about if Cal Raleigh wins over Judge this year, because Judge is the better player, just like Ohtani.
Nope, I want redemption. It
doesn't work like that. You're not giving the MVP to Ohtani.
He's no catcher has ever done. No catcher.
You were mad about Judge winning it for the home run record, and now you're mad that Judge is going to lose it because Cal Raleigh's going to have the home run record.
They gave him the MVP based on history. But this is the MVP going to Cal based on history. So they're going to do this again.
That's what's going to happen, but it's not the right decision.
Yeah, well, decisions that are made aren't always the right ones. It's just that it happens.
Yeah. All right. Like signing Tommy Edman to a 5-year deal.
Oh my God. All right. Well, Tommy Edman, he's here. He's going to directly contribute to this. Blake, can we just go to questions, man? I'm sweating. We do this?
You're the host.
All right, let's do it. We're going to questions here. Everybody, all caps question. And then we're going to go straight in. Quick recap on the game tonight. Marathon ball game. Dodgers should have won this in easy fashion. Alex Vesia blows it. Usual stuff with that. Blake Snell, solid outing, enough for me. Dodgers should have certainly handed this over straight to the bullpen. Roki looked great. Kershaw looks solid. Hope they have a spot. The bullpen needs an influx. Those tryouts are off to a roaring start. So I'm happy with that. Hopefully Brock Stewart is another addition there. And then however they see fit, hope Kyle Hurt's a part of it. But Runway's running out of time. Justin Robleski, final thoughts real fast on him for myself. Expanded role for him, Blake. Has he earned more leverage stuff?
I want to say yes, but also like before these last 2 outings or whatever it was, he allowed like 5 runs in the game when they brought him into leverage. So I'm not like fully convinced on it yet. The bar is just really low at this point. So we see one good outing and we're like, yep, he's the guy. It could change in a day or 2, but I'm still probably leaning toward trusting Sheehan, Roki, I guess Kershaw at this point, Bonda. probably still drier. I think I'm still going to trust Vesia even with the rough outing. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows or has an answer.
Nobody knows. That's the thing. There's no clear path explanation to what they're going to do out there. We're going to roll through some of these here. Manny says, "Can we talk about Blake's show chain? It's elite. He knocked me out of the park with this. I can't hang." Jay wants to know, how often do you see Dalton rushing pinch hitting in the postseason?
Probably not often unless Will Smith is on the roster and not starting kind of thing, or he needs a breather after going the first 5 innings or whatever. Like, you can't really risk your backup catcher, so maybe in a big spot you might see it here or there, but Dave has always kind of shied away from using backup catchers to hit.
This comment here says Blake is so negative. Blake is not negative. He is painfully rational when nobody wants to be. He's not being negative, and that's where I'll take the knives. I'll stand in front of Blake for those knives. I got you, buddy. No problem. JJ says, sit Benny Rortvedt on the bench. Blake, take a deep breath before you respond to this here. I know he had a tough game tonight, but defend our Benny Rowe, man.
I wanted to pull up the Squirtle video and just show it, but I don't think we can do that because it's probably copyright. So.
We'll get DMC it so fast.
Yeah. Just picture Squirtle with his saxophone playing the song, and that's my answer.
Facts. Let's see. Ohtani's a lock to win the MVP, yes, but doesn't shy away from Kyle Schwarber just being an absolute monster. Absolute monster. All right, let's see. What else we got? You're not helping me out here. Blake, who hurt you? What's up with your hand? You're trolling a Tommy Edman.
It's more so that Scott is pushing a narrative, and I'm trying to destroy his narrative just because it's Scott. So nothing against Tommy Edman or anything, but we're not letting Scott win this one.
All right, Blastoise, Blake.
Don't Scott was trolling me a lot earlier in the year, so now I'm kind of getting my revenge.
Works for me. Same thing that's going to happen with Cal Raleigh winning. Revenge. Don't care. Is Will Smith playing in the playoffs?
Maybe. The Dodgers have no idea yet. It's about pain tolerance for Will Smith. I don't think they're going to make that decision until the day rosters are due in the morning of their wild card game. So it's kind of maybe like 40-60 at this point of not playing, I'd say.
Yeah. Rosemary said, yeah, Rosemary, that video is like 10 hours long, so you know. Let's see. Gi wants to know if Hurt gets the call, who's getting the, this is a very big hypothetical here. But if Hurt gets the call, who's getting the axe from the 40-man? Or they just call up Kopech or call it a year for Kopech and move him to the 60-day? Yes, I would go with the latter.
Yeah, probably Kopech, but we'll see. I'm not totally convinced Hurt's going to be on the roster.
Yeah, I think something else would have to go wrong. Like one of those options there would have to go real south. But I still look at him like it could even, you could even make the argument now. It already has, so it doesn't really matter. If they just decide tomorrow they're going to call up Kyle Hurt, I'd be like, all right, I see it. I definitely see where it's at. Let's see. Either here or there. Question, there were comments saying Ben is better catching for starters while rushing is better catching for bullpen. What's your take on this?
A small sample size of things here. I don't put too much stock in that. I think the bullpen has just been bad overall, and they were lucky enough to see Roki and Dalton. I think it was Roki, right? Was that at the point, or did he pinch run later? Either way.
It was still Rortvedt there.
Either way, like, okay, so there you go. Rortvedt was good with Roki. It's just a random coincidence.
Yeah, Rortvedt, that was the inning where he had a couple tough plays there. The strike was the Edgardo inning, where it was the tapper in front of the plate, overran it, and then the slider in the zone. He didn't glove. So he was still in there all the way through the 8th. Is that correct?
Sounds right.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Let's see. A couple more here, and then we'll let you guys get out of here. Enjoy your night. Let's see. We see any more, Blake? One more. Somebody give me one more. Last call. Last call here.
I mean, we have the one about when I'm doing the Pokemon baseball card unpacking stream while we wait for another question. I don't know. There's some guys in the Dodger clubhouse that are all big card collectors, so I was thinking maybe I could try and get a show with some of them doing it streaming opening or video opening. So maybe it'll be in the works, but probably going to be after the playoffs.
Yeah. Jay says, putting salary aside, most disappointing reliever this year. I really like Kopech, and he sucks so bad this year. I mean, he's just hurt. And yeah, when he came back, it's just those same problems, Jay, that were a reason why when he was with the Chicago White Sox, he was such a volatile pitcher. And then the Dodgers got lightning in a bottle for a little bit, and he became a big time piece, just a big time reliever. And everybody was like, yep, this is what he can be when everything lines up. But yeah, those same problems there. Health is probably a factor. Most disappointing one. It's got to be. I mean, it has to be just even the salary. I mean, I'm not even thinking about it. Tanner Scott. Like, how could it be anybody but that? Like, that was a late signing in the offseason. 100% salary aside. He was the Ohtani. He was the only one to blow Ohtani down, man. And he's just been garbage. Blown save galore, just nothing, just a non-factor. I never thought we'd be at a point where it's like Tanner Scott cannot have him in there. Even if he has a 4-game stretch where he looks decent at the back end of the year, just nothing. Like, you can't, with a reliever getting paid top dollar, top of the market, just saying now we have people diagnosing if he tilts his head on slider or fastball and that's the fix. No, his stuff just stinks right now. Like, it has to be him.
Yeah, we're seeing like the first percentile outcome for Tanner Scott. Like, this is about the worst case scenario you could possibly have imagined after signing him. So it is by far and away him. Like, even with some regression from last year where he was probably a top 5 or top 10 reliever in baseball, like, you say maybe average at worst, he's just a disaster and unusable right now. So by far it's him.
All right. Let's see here. Chase of Luck says, can you believe higher leverage Lou and lockdown Luis were the guys holding the bullpen from implosion?
I mean, that leverage Lou was a dog. Big fan.
Luis Garcia was a beast.
He was very much a guy who they just pitched every single day when they needed innings, and got a ton of respect for that.
I do too. I'm rubber arm guys that are just, give me the ball, whatever. Yeah. Good with it. Always seems other teams have those guys, and the Dodgers rarely have them unless they're super down bad. And Luis Garcia, we got a taste of that. So big respect for those guys. Yeah. Alexander says it's Tanner Scott, not Scott Chi. W. Alexandra. Thank you. Yeah. No, I'm not a disappointment.
All Scots are a disaster right now.
That's tough. That's tough hearing that from you, buddy. That's tough.
You should play some games with us instead of just, hiding. Never.
Rosemary wants to know real quick, was Edman's removal just precautionary? Defense wise, Alex, and that's the running aspect there. Like, he's not able to run full speed. Like, you're not going to see Tommy Edman running at top end speed here.
This is part of the thing I've been kind of trolling Scott about. He's saying he's the savior. I'm saying his ankle is made of paper mache. Like, he can't really run much anymore. So
he's clubbing, man. He's clubbing. He's out there, every day. He's just going to go out and do his thing, bat to ball. Face a lefty, do his thing, steady presence in center field, keep Conforto out of the game against lefties and not have to push that envelope, create a good platoon. Pa hasn't left, made a nice play tonight, a little wacky route, but he made the play. Look, with him in center field, it betters the team. He's not at 100%. The Dodgers gave him time to get the ankle in a spot where it was good enough for him to be out there. And then so far, Blake, it's been good enough. So that's the whole point. That's the big reason there. All right. I will
say, regarding the catch, like, an average center fielder probably gets there standing up, and Edman just can't move as well anymore. So had to dive. And
and that's why they took him out.
So Scott was hyping up that play. I had to bring him back down to earth a little bit.
He made the catch. What do you want me to tell you? Be mad about it? He made the catch.
No, it's great. He made the catch.
Is it his fault? Is it Tommy Edman's fault that he's playing wounded out there? No, it's not. But he made the catch.
No, but if we're talking about that, maybe
what's he going to do? Oh, sorry, Skip. I'm not 100%. Don't put me in center field.
I mean, if it's for the betterment of the team, maybe.
His bat works. Come on, don't do this. Come on. I can just tell you his bat's out there. Yeah. Ray says, great show as usual, just tuning in. If you're giving us that high of praise and you're just tuning in, Ray, you're a dog. Yeah, great show tonight. This is Blake and I at our finest. Let's see. Nathaniel wants to know, limit Yoshinobu's pitch count tomorrow to have him available for wild card game 1. Thoughts?
I think Shohei is just lined up for game 1, and that's kind of the plan. Total guess. Dave hasn't commented on it, but Ohtani went a week before the actual start of the wild card round, and you might want Ohtani out there. He might be the best pitcher on the staff. So, yeah, I mean, like we kind of talked about earlier, it doesn't really matter the order you put these guys. They have 3 aces who would be at the top of any rotation in baseball, besides maybe the Pirates, so like, or the Tigers, I guess. So it doesn't really matter the order you put them in too much.
What percentage do you think they'll clinch tomorrow out of 100%?
67.
6-7. Can't believe maybe.
Okay, I did not.
6,
You
7,
said that. I was not thinking that.
We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. We got him. We got him.
Man, give your answer.
This is great. 86. 86%. They win tomorrow. Yeah. Finish the job. Party in Arizona. Finish the job. Make the Arizona Diamondbacks franchise guard that pool with their entire life. Bring out Yasiel Puig. Let him cannonball in there. Oh my God. Yes. I didn't even think about it. Guard the pool with their entire life. Please. That's what has to happen. Someone says the D-backs are punting tomorrow. They're going with a bullpen game over Zach Gallen. Yeah. Let's get in the pool.
We got Jalen Beeks starting. Let's go. A soft tossing left. I'm pretty sure he's a soft tossing lefty, right? Jalen Beeks.
The soft tossing lefty. Everyone's saying pool party here. I'm in. All right. One more.
Real quick. I need to make sure he's a soft tosser because that might change my answer.
Okay. Aaron wants to know
94. Okay, his average is 94.
Flavor
so they have a chance.
Of wings. Blake is a boneless wing guy. He likes chicken nuggets. They are not wings.
Nope.
They are not wings. Bone in.
100% chicken, not 20% chicken and 80% bone.
Not a big Frank's Red Hot guy, but if they have a buffalo sauce that's not Frank's Red Hot, I'm in. All right, Blake.
Give me the barbecue wings with some ranch.
Blake, big ranch guy.
Ranch
all
is elite.
Chat, thank you so much for the night show. You needed it. We needed it. Blake didn't need it. Sorry to drag you out here, but we get 2 days of Blake. This is Christmas in September here. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you a lot. Chat appreciates you. Everybody, say thank you to Blake for joining us tonight. As always, before you go, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, joining us for the first time. Devin wants to know, Blake, what's with your food preference? Blake's just a guy, man. Blake's a dog. He's one of one. He goes against the grain. He is those independent thinkers. He's one of those. But thank you.
My own research.
He does his own research. Yeah. Blake, big anti-Tylenol guy. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Hour mark on a Wednesday night. Dodgers get the dub. One more win tomorrow. Ray says great hats. Yes, we are hat connoisseurs. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your night. I'll be back here again tomorrow morning with you guys at 10 a.m. on DodgerHeads Unplugged with me. We'll see if I've got a guest on, but usually it's been me for a bit now. You guys have been getting a whole lot of me, but appreciate everybody. Rosemary, we're just trolling out here. Promise. But everybody, thank you so much. Blake, as always, I'm going to toss it to you. Give us the final word.
Don't come after my Tylenol.
Don't come. Blake, big fan of the 6-7. Everybody, just so you know that, tweet that at him relentlessly for the next week. Blake, big 6-7 guy, TikTok fan. Please enjoy the rest of your night. And as always, until we cannot say it anymore, go Dodgers.